Welcome back to Making It with Minglet. Today, I have a project in mind. Do you ever pay attention to what your tabs on your different boxes look like? Most of them have some type of color pattern swatch. Not everyone, but a lot of them. And I've torn these off of boxes, and they may not be perfectly torn. And these were just plain white, but I thought, okay, what can we do with them? So, we're going to shape them up. We're going to take our scissors and we're going to trim them first off and get those edges straight. Or straighter, let's put it that way. Colors for printing are generally standardized. So this is basically, the trademark colors of branding, from my understanding of the way this works. And I just saw it as an opportunity to make some little tabs and things. So what I think we will be using are some bits and pieces that I have in a can beside me. And that one, I think I'm going to cut it at an angle. Okay. Now here is the can of stuff. Like opening a can of worms. These are just bits and pieces of scrap that are getting kind of small and maybe not so, I don't know. Some may be good, some may not be good. But we're going to just see what we can make with them, incorporating the colors that we already have. So, or don't have. Some of them do not have color. Alright. These have like some green and some blue, and I have this blue piece here. So let's focus on these little baby ones first. We'll pull them right into the center here so you can see them well. And I'll tear this blue paper. And let's see, I think I'm seeing some green there, so we could put some green with it. Yeah, taking these tiny pieces I think will work really well. And that's light green on the back, so let's turn some of them over. Okay. Now I am going to just take the glue stick. Let's see what the back side looks like. Alright, the front is white and slick, and the back side is just like, it is cardboard, it's not waxy. So we're going to definitely apply this to the front. And I probably need to put a piece of paper underneath it. So we'll just use this piece of scrap paper here that we have. And these are scraps that are no longer usable. We're going to toss them in the trash so that they don't remain on my desk. Alright. So we're on the white shiny side, and I've got just a Elmer's glue stick here. We're going to see if that'll work for this. And I can overlap this. It does not have to be perfect in any way. Alright, that's one done. Now you see I've overlapped it, and what I can do is come back and I can trim it after it's dry. So we're going to turn this one upside down so that we know it's done. We're going to do all the baby ones first. And I don't have to go as big as I did on the other one. It's not absolutely necessary. Let's get that some green. Alright, we're going to turn it upside down. And go to the next one. And this one has the little bit of blue on it from the test. The test color. So let's make sure we can incorporate that blue in there. And we'll leave that just as it is so that we're benefiting from it. Well, it wants to slip and slide. This is a white, all white one. Let's scrounge through and see if we can find, ooh, my favorite color. Here's some orange. Ooh, wait a minute, this is really pretty. Let's get this on there. We'll get some green. Maybe I should have put the green down first because it's the bigger piece. Let's get to the edge of this. Very nice. It's getting sticky to the paper. We don't want that. Come up. Come up, come up. We just want you on the cardboard. Fiddle fingers. Alright, let me see if I can... We may even fold these things down when they're dry. We may fold them over and create some texture on both sides. And then they can be just added with washi tape to the end of a page just for interest. Alright, let's see what our... This one is really interesting. It's got little circles. And I think I'm going to leave those as they are. But I'm going to decorate the back side on this one. Let me move over to the other end here, because that part in the middle is getting quite sticky with this glue. Let's see, that had blue on it, so I can turn this upside down and create a wavy look on the back side of it. Yeah, I like that. That works for me. See, I'm just using up scraps. I'm not really digging into full pages or anything like that. This is just a, as some people would call it, a scrap buster. And doing this with your scraps kind of, helps you use up the pieces that didn't get used in your original project or when you were cutting shapes or anything like that. Okay, so here's what it looks like. And I think I will leave this part in with the length on it, because right now I don't know how I'm going to use it, so I may end up wanting that piece to stay that way. I don't know. I don't know how I'll use it. We might go through some pages and see. This one was off of the same box, But you see the difference? You had circles on one and you have bars on the other. So we're going to put papers on part of it and leave it to where the little bars are still visible for us. Some of these were from my envelope, the last envelope thing I worked on. Just some leftover bits and pieces where I added pockets and stuff to my pages. And I don't always end up with little tiny scraps because I will throw them away, but for some reason I didn't. I thought, no, I'm gonna keep those. I might have something I want to do with them. Here's some printed pages that I have, kind of a nice design on, so I think I'll use that. Alright, so that's what it looks like when it's complete. It could be, I might fold this over and let that stick out, and it could be used for a pocket or any kind of thing. So, alright, now I'm going to need to turn that over. Actually, I don't know why I'm not using this page for gluing. Probably would work alright. Okay, let's see what we got next. We've got kind of a avocado green, a lime green, and a purple. So I have this page right here that's got the purple on it, and that's some book page material. Not sure how I want to do that really. Let's go this way with that piece, and we'll put this one over. If I go that way, it follows the shape of the tab, so that might be kind of good. We've got some tissue paper that will let the red color on the box show through. Then I have this that's got the greenish yellow on it. It's not a perfect piece, but hey, we're not looking for perfection here. We're looking to use up our scraps. So I think it'll be a-okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. If I don't glue my fingers together, it's going to be a miracle. A miracle, I tell you, a miracle. Alright, so we can turn that one over and let it dry. Cereal may settle during shipping, and this one has the avocado green, black, green, purple, and then the avocado. So, and I will mail out a prize to anybody who can guess what box this may have come from without me telling you. So if you think you know, put it in the comments down below. Okay, we have that. Let's do some of the green. That'll work there. We got some darker green. And there's some of the purple. Do I want to put the purple there? Yeah, why not? Why not? Works for me. Alright, so there you have that one. And we've only got a few left to go. This one has a magenta, gray, kind of a royal blue, and pink. So let's dig out our pink. We'll use our pink and our blue. This one needs a little doctoring on it. This one even has like a test of the fonts. Some of the fonts that are used. Don't know if that's enough of a clue for you to figure it out or not. Be interesting if you could. This was a scrap off of an envelope. Okay, this is interesting. This is just some pieces that were trimmed off of an edging. Okay. Hey, that is way big. Okay, let's just go ahead and snip a. Let's snip that off. There we go. Well, otherwise we're going to run out of room on our table, and we certainly do not want that to happen. And that will fit that spot perfectly. So let's apply our glue, and then we will, come on, stand up, Bella. My glue's acting like a drunk monkey today. Just falling all over the place. Alright, we got two more left, and this one has just a little tiny tip of the color on it. And a UPC code. Ooh, look at that. Glad I turned that over. That's a gorgeous piece. Let's do it this way. Over. See what we have here. That's kind of nice and grungy looking. Alright, we got lots of colors on this one. It's a little tiny piece. That was trimmed off with paper cutter, no doubt. See if I can get my fumbly fingers to do the right thing here. There we go. So last week was quite interesting. We had a project to do that was less than fun, I will say. We had to try to reduce the noise in the back of my car, and that required disassembling the whole cargo area, taking it completely apart like it was before it came through the assembly line, and it was like 2 days of sweating. I tell you, it was not fun, but it actually worked. We did not do the whole thing, but we did do enough that we are going to, realize some benefits from it. Now, this little piece right here, I've got to decide if I want to maybe fold these in or if I just want to trim them away, or do I want to wait until I put them on my page. And I think I will show you. Let me pull out, I've been making these bundles. I've been using 5 pages, folded pages, and I've started, so that I don't get confused, I've started using a paper clip to mark the top of which way I want it to go. And then when I have all 5 pages in, I am putting my clip on the side. And that is ready for sewing in to become a signature. So I'm going to move my glue paper away. And I'm going to look at one of these and see if how I might be able to use it on this group. Alright, so if I take this and I use it just as it is, I can put it all the way back on the page and still have something that is sticking out. Or I could even do it the other way. And I'm thinking that I want it this way. That way, most of it is on my page. It could also go here. We'll just do a quick little flip through of these pages. These were pages that were part of my swap with Patty Esterling. If you want to see those before I did anything to them, you can look at those at the Makers of Mixed Media Art and Artist Facebook group. It is a private group, so if you're not a member, you will have to ask to join. And when you do that, you do need to answer the questions, because that is a requirement. And if they ask how you heard about them, you can let them know that you were watching me and you found them through me. Not that it makes a difference. They might put a feather in my cap or something, but you'll find me there. I do post stuff from time to time. But those swaps are fun. You've missed out on getting in on this month's swap, but that doesn't mean you can't do future swaps. And that did not adhere good, so I'm going to make sure I've got that glued down with my art glitter glue. And yes, my bottle is very dirty. I clean it before I fill it up each time, but it still gets nasty. Okay. Might want to put the lid on that glue stick. Alright, let's see if we can find something else we might put in here. I'm going to turn them over. They should have had time to dry now. And we'll figure out what we got. That one, I think I'm going to go ahead and fold it over on itself. Let's see what we can find for that. I really like the way that turned out. That was on an envelope, and that was stuff that was stuck, grunged and stuck on my gel plate. That's not bad. That's already got plenty on it. I don't think I see anything for this one. Let's put this to the side and see if we can find a different one. This one's quite colorful, and I do like the idea of gluing this up on this side right here. going to go meet my neighbor here in just a little bit. It's my teacher that you hear me talk about quite often, and she's home alone right now, so I thought I might go and say hello to her for a little bit. Told her I'd come around 2 o'clock, so that's not going to be very long. What this is doing is going to give me 2 different choices of what to use. I can use either side. I can have it to where you can see something on both sides of it. I just like that the inside of that envelope really looks kind of cool showing up there. So, let's see. Do I want to put one more piece on it? Let's see what it might be. I like this piece right here. Yeah, let's do that one. These make it kind of abstract pieces, but they're cheap, definitely affordable, and easy. Alright, let's see what we'll do. How will we use it? Okay, so if you look, there is nothing on this side of the paper. So what if we take it and go with it here and let this back side show up? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put just a bead of art glitter glue on there. And doing it this way, you're not going to see the little color sample, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. It's going to add color to a page that's empty, and it's going to also act as a tab on the other side. Now when I do that, I try to just flip it over to the side I want to see, and make sure I get that kind of patted down, and then I'll come back and rub the other side. And that is going to pick up some of the colors that are here a little bit, because this is kind of a pinky purple. One of the cool things about the pages she sent is she had these that said that they were, let's see, printer purge file, and she had turned them into beautiful prints, so I thought that was a lot of fun. So we've got 2 tabs so far. Let's see if we can find maybe one more. This page right here I don't want a tab on, and I don't need to put a tab on the inside because I've made it to where it's going to be a pocket. So if I was going to do a tab, it would be on this page right here. So let's look at what we ended up with. Let's turn them over and see if there's something that sparks our fancy here. Remember, this one's going to show up with the blue and the stripes. What if, what if? Let's pull it to the inside. Let's see what this looks like if we do it that way. Now, I think I want it like just right at the top, kind of like a crown across that arch right there. So we're going to just have it to where this blue part is what is on the paper. And you see, I'm not overthinking this. I'm trying not to overthink it, but I'm trying to at least be mindful of what I'm trying to achieve. So we got that there, and then we have this color swatch. Now, that looks kind of random, and it doesn't look like it goes there, but this is what we can do. We can take Okay, I think that's what I'll do, is make this a triangle. Now this is off of an envelope, and I'm just going to tear, because it didn't have to be a perfect triangle at all. I'm going to try to attach this to where it looks like it goes together, to kind of give it more of a cohesive look. So I'm going to there we go. That way I still have a little bit of the blue. I still have some of the test spots. So here's what this is going to look like, and we'll work with the others another day. I will probably decide how I'm going to finish them out, but it's getting close to time to go visit my neighbor, and I don't want to keep her waiting. So here's what we've done. We've used our tabs off of our cereal boxes, crackers, whatever you're throwing in the recycle bin. Check those tabs. We've covered it with the not scrap fabric, but we could have used fabric. We used our scrap papers. And here's another area where I could add another piece to that to kind of bring it more into a neutral position to where you're not noticing the border as much. I don't know how I'm going to finish that border out, but I will be able to work around this. But let's do this right here. Now this was just out of the scrap pile. You saw me just now pull it out of the scrap pile, and that pulls that together just a little bit more. Here's our blank page where we added, something that's really going to look cool. And I'll probably do some stamping on that. We have our tab here. And then this has some purple, and I've got this piece sitting here. Let me see. Oh, we're finishing up just in time because I hear the lawnmower coming around. I could do this. Oh yeah, that might be nice. And that ties into that and that. So yeah, let's do that. That's an easy solution there. And the page that to my right is when we were doing our stuff downstairs, we had to make templates, so we would be able to cut this very dense material that we used to silence the rumbling in the back of the car. It's I've got some up here, but I did put it in the closet, so I'll get it out and I'll show it to you one day. But I took the templates and I sat downstairs watching TV and cut a bunch of holes so that it wasn't wasted. And so I brought those up and I just filled those holes with some of these scraps. And I ended up making some pretty cool pieces. Here's one I made. Just lots of variances, but all just from holes that I cut from the template. So I was fairly pleased with that. Now this is coming along pretty good. Now remember what I told you. I'm putting a clip at the top to indicate the top of my signature. And I've got 5 pages in here, so I'm going to put a paper clip on it. And I keep these under my computer, and I have probably about 10 of them now. So one day when I'm going to be downstairs working in the kitchen or, doing laundry or one of those fun tasks, I will probably sit and sew those together because that's something that's very easy to do, and I don't have to be in my craft room to do it. Or I could even sit outside on my deck or on my front porch, which is very nice. Just crafting away. I'm not going to do that one because it's so tiny. I'm going to leave that one. No, I'm going to cut that one. And that one's good. This one, I'm not sure yet. And this one, not sure. So I'll leave those the way they are, and I'm going to put those in my things that can be added onto something, and we'll see how they end up getting used. So until next time, my friends, be well. I'm glad to see you today. I'm glad you stopped by. And if you think you know what kind of cereal box that was, I will give you some Happy Mail. Until next time, bye-bye.